He's going. Dusty Bogan here. So I want to talk to you about this, all the drama that's been going on down in Canberra. I want to rename Canberra. We should rename the name Canberra the Thunderdome, because we've seen there's been like a little scuffle going on between these two dudes down in Canberra. It's carrying on. It's turning into this. This is the scenes of the Thunderdome Mad Max. We all remember it. What an awesome movie. This is what our nation is descending to. There's an awesome, powerful scenes. This is what I'm talking about. This is what our nation is turning into. But yeah, seriously, let's go. Let's look at the actual footage of the fist fight in Parliament, right? Bang. Let's have a watch. This is hilarious.
Are at war. Listen in. In Parliament's majestic Great Hall last night, bystanders snapped Pauline Hanson's Chief of Staff James Ashby clashing with One Nation turncoat Brian Burston and his wife Roz. Ashby's phone is thrown to the floor. He retrieves it and starts filming.
What are you doing? What are you doing, James?
In the wash-up, Senator Burston claimed a bloodied palm. Pauline Hanson's office door was smeared with blood. Accusations of physical and sexual harassment piled up, and the Senate President was not amused by the Adams family bust-up.
We will be looking into this matter as a matter of urgency.
The latest twist in this blood feud began with Pauline Hanson claiming an unnamed married senator was facing sexual harassment claims from staffers.
Just because you wear the red pin doesn't give you permission to place your unwanted hands or lips on your staff.
Brian Burston counterpunched, claiming he had been the victim of unwanted advances from the One Nation leader
here we
going
go.
back decades.
What are the claims you're making against Pauline Hanson?
I might be 64, Paul, but I tell you what, I'm not that desperate.
Nine News has...
They were saying this fella, that guy, this old fella here, don't even bloody know his name. I was reading the article, Brian Burston, I think that's his name, right? He's saying how, he's like, no, hang on a minute. I was sexually assaulted by Pauline Hanson. She run her fingers down my back while the national anthem was going. Some bullshit like that. And I think it's so funny. I was reading the article, so these two idiots, this James Ashby fella, James Ashby, who's the Chief of Staff for One Nation, he's like a One Nation advisor, right? He's going up and pissing this dude off, talking about sexual assault allegations or some crap. And then they've got into like a little scuffle, which is hilarious. And the one thing, this is what I love. This is what I really love about this. It's like, you know how we see it's the journalists and comedians who are being deplatformed. So this James Ashby dude, he's got his phone. He's gone up to stir the pot, to wind him up, right? With his phone filming, he's like, hey, mate, hey, Brian, what about your sexual assault allegations? And he's like, get out of my fucking face. They're having like a scuffle, a bit of a punch on. I love it. Bring back the biff. So he's been like a provocateur. Is he trying to be funny? Is he being like a comedian? And he's sort of doing like he's been like a journalist on his own. You know, that's what we're all doing now. A lot of people, it's just like, bang, I'm the media now. That's what this guy's done. So it's like social media. This is what I'm loving about it. It's like the social media world that we all like to think is pretend. And it's kind of like the real world. It's where we're not like, they've shined this PC world down our throat. Everything's got to be politically correct. There wouldn't be any violence or any like women being treated badly or any of that, right? That doesn't happen. That's made up. But here we have in a fucking parliament the false reality, the false PC reality that does not exist, right? We see the true reality. The true reality is like the trolling comedian, journalist. He's transcended into reality. this James Ashby dude, and he's gone and he's trolled his mate. And then it's kind of like the Antifa thing as well. You know, when someone's like screaming in your face, like, ah, and then you just like, fuck off, and you finally snap and retaliate. And then that's what this guy's done, this old fellow. And you can see photos of him. I'll put a link to the article. He's got like photos of his hand bandaged up. So you wonder how that's happened. He's maybe taken a swing and like hit him in the mouth and like cut his hand or some crap. And then you see how, I think it's a photo of Steve Dixon and Pauline Hanson, and they're in front of Pauline Hanson's office, and there's like blood smeared down the side of it. So this guy's gone with his busted hand, and he's gone and smeared the blood on the door of Pauline Hanson's window. And I'm telling you what, we're descending. The nation's descending. Canberra's now called the Thunderdome. So we're taking our rightful place in the world. You know, the true restoring of the nation is finally taking place. And I think that, see, the world, the fake PC world, there's a whole lot of martyrs. I think in the PC world has martyred that many, like journalists and comedians. I remember, I'm thinking about this, and I think the right Aussie attitude to all this. Do you remember on the footy show Reg Reagan? If you're American, you wouldn't know this. There was a dude named Reg Reagan. He was just like a skit dude, and he'd put a pillow under his shirt, so he had a big beer gut, and he'd have a can of beer in his hand and this fake mustache, and he'd go around talking to people and say, like, bring back the Biff and all this stuff. But they killed him. They killed Reg Reagan. Do you know what I mean? Because Reg Reagan he was encouraging violence and all this stuff. So Reg Reagan, he's in the PC heaven. He's been a victim. He's been killed off, but he's gone to heaven, and he's looking down. He's looking down on us all in Australia, and he's like, yeah, bring it back. Bring back the Biff. We're turning Canberra into the Thunderdome. So let's keep listening to this rubbish as the nation descends into turmoil, and we all love it because we're seeing the things that we're seeing here. We have to point this out. It's a true, and it's a kind of true thing. Like, it's all right to have freedom of speech and to wind each other up, and maybe you want to press people on issues, but when you get a bit too far, when you're in their face and you start becoming like an Antifa tactic. Yeah, even the old guy in Parliament says, get the fuck out of my face. And he like breaks his hand on your mouth for being a dickhead. Let's keep listening.
There is a written complaint from one of Senator Burston's staff which claims he sexually harassed her. The senator sacked her and she won an unfair dismissal payout. Inside Parliament House, the presiding officers are the law, and after reviewing security footage of the ruckus, the Senate President acted.
I have exercised my authority to revoke Mr James Ashby of his pass to access the building.
Pauline Hanson's main man has been banished from Parliament House, perhaps for good, and that was followed by a confession.
Whilst I do not recall the incident of blood on the door, I now have come to the conclusion that it was myself, and I sincerely apologise for that action.
And so ended
He reckons he can't recall putting blood on the door. Was the guy off his head? Is there like a secret bar down there in Canberra in Parliament where they all talk shit and fall asleep down there, debating each other, kind of in a poor fashion, and then they all get on the terps and they punch on with each other. They get so wasted, and then they're smearing their blood on each other's doors. This is potentially the truth. We're reading between the lines here, but all we know is this guy, he can't fucking recollect. He can't remember. The confrontation was too much. It fried his brain out. What a cop-out.
the Valentine's Day massacre of Parliament's already tawdry.
And another cool thing, this is something else about this, right? I'm reading through about all these sexual allegations, all this crap. And I type it into Google, and what do I find? All I find is like Labor or the Greens Party and all this and all the things about discrimination against women and all this stuff. But you know, it's the left who push all this crap. down our throats. The devil's under every rock. And even in the Greens party, they're pointing the finger at each other, having their own staff find them and put in complaints against them. So it's rife. The Thunderdome's real. You know what I mean? So let's just go out with a lovely little battle here with our good friend Mad Max. Mel Gibson, mate. We need to... Apparently the guy lived in Australia when he was young, so we got to claim Mel. He's a true hero, just like we claimed Russell Crowe. He was born in New Zealand, like the Dusty, but then we naturalise these people. We take them on. They become Australian. It's an amazing thing. So let's just go out with the truth. The capital of Australia, the Thunderdome. Amazing. I hope you enjoy.
Reputation. Because you're 9 News.
Here we go. We're going back. Pretty sure he grabs a chainsaw as well, and he's launching off the walls eventually with a chainsaw. Hate when that happens. Fucked him up. Mel Gibson. Australian icon. We're claiming him as our own. It's Bill Shorten. Fuck. Old $3 bill. Good old Mel Gibson saved his life. Well, let's go out on this story because now I've introduced you to your beloved new capital city of the Thunderdome, Australia. There'll be only one champion left, and we all know this, the toughest man down in Canberra, old Tony Abbott. So let's go out at the absolute legend, the Onion Eater. Apparently he was a Golden Glove boxer when he was back in university many years ago. This man's a tough ass, and one day we're just going to see him rage out and bash the shit out of everyone down in Canberra. I'm not inciting or encouraging violence here. All I'm telling you of the reality, the thin layer of a false reality that keeps getting pushed down our throat. But we must remember the truth is they're a bunch of filthy, wild animals down there. Here's your fearless, the true leader of this nation.
Very good.
Certainly brought a tear to my eye, but that was a tear of joy. What a wonderful endorsement for the...
It's the wrong video. This might be the real deal.
Tony Abbott has talked about why he bit into a raw onion last week. Vision of the Prime Minister eating the vegetable, complete with skin, has been shown in Australia and abroad. Speaking to radio station 2SM this morning, Mr Abbott offered this explanation.
I thought it was very important that I should show my support for the great products that the Tasmanian agricultural industry
His mate's
produces
face.
And,
Didn't shed a tear. He's a real fucking man.
Barbecue, but I enjoy onions.
The industry group Onions Australia is trying to cash in on the publicity. It'll deliver the PM a basket of onions, a list of onion recipes, and a cooked meal featuring onions to promote it. What a badass. Tony Abbott, the onion eater. He's going to be bashing skulls down in there, down Canberra, so all watch out. So cheers, eh? Now you know the truth of... No longer call it Canberra. We're all calling it the Thunderdome from now on. Cheers, eh?